participating McDonald's. Warm and muggy day, warm and muggy evening in our nation's capital. And the ball could be carrying tonight. Let's have a look at the Dodger lineup, hitting .273, best in the league. They're third in runs, and James Loney 7 for his last 11. Not bad for a guy hitting sixth and batting .286 with 89 RBIs. Dodgers have lots of weapons. Not one dominant guy, a lot to deal with for Ross Detweiler tonight. Rafael Furcal leads off. We're right on time at 7:05. First pitch way outside. Partly cloudy in the district and 82. You can almost feel the heaviness of this air. And the Dodgers start the ball game with a base hit, just like Furcal did last night.
PNC Bank scatter report on Mr. Detweiler, as that was off the end of the bat. Very strong, as we talked about, against the Phillies, and very strong meaning throwing a lot of strikes, getting ahead, continue to develop that confidence. I mean, that's going to help him for next year, and at 23 years old he can only get better. And three home runs in 59 innings pitched so far, 11 starts. Most impressive by the young 23-year-old.
Look out for this slugger, Ronnie Belliard. 12th major league start, 13th major league appearance, counting that one inning in Atlanta a couple of years ago. And Ronnie Belliard hitting .322 for the Dodgers in 19 games. Looked like a pretty good pitch, called ball two. So Ronnie, as Rob mentioned last night, driving in lots of runs, 15 in 19 ball games, including an early RBI last night.
Oh, and how about the fact Casey Blake hits a home run last night? Ronnie Belliard bounces him out of the lineup. They give him a day off, and Ronnie playing third base tonight, showing some versatility.
Yeah, they take Casey Blake out against a left-handed pitcher. 2-0. Furcal had a great jump. He's picked off. Dunn throws. Low throw, safe. Wow. Christian Guzman was tumbling into the bag just as the runner got there. I don't know if Guzman getting there a little bit late bothered the throw of Adam Dunn.
Well, let's see how Adam comes off here with the throw. He steps in, quick throw. Oh, it almost looked like Guzman wasn't at the bag. Yeah, so Dunn had to throw it, and Guzman had to carry it.
Three and one to Belliard.
But give Detweiler credit that he recognized Furcal leaving on first movement and still being able to pick him off.
Seems like Nats pitchers have been pressured in the first inning almost every game lately. There's a 3-1 fastball in there. 91 with movement, counts full to Belliard, who overall in the year has driven in 37 runs. Slaps it to the right side. He'll move the runner. Gonzalez throws him out. And a quality at bat for Ronnie Belliard with one out for Furcal at third base. Nationals defensively, Gonzalez up the middle with Guzman tonight. Willie Harris moves over the left. Josh Willingham the night off. He's 11 for his last 74. Maxwell gets his start, and Josh Bard behind the plate again. Andre Ethier is the Dodgers' #1 RBI man, 102, 7th in the league, and a lefty-lefty matchup with a runner at third base and one out.
When you see the depth of the Dodgers, you're able to put Orlando Hudson, an all-star, out at second base and move Belliard over to third.
17-year veteran Tom Hallion has the plate. Crew chief Jerry Crawford, Bill Hahn, Phil Kazee on the bases. And the Nats are playing back up the middle. It's an RBI grounder if it goes anywhere but the pitcher or maybe Ryan Zimmerman. And a front door breaking ball for a strike, 1-2.
Northrop Grumman tonight on the pitch track. The huge big breaking ball by Detweiler, 76 miles an hour.
Got the inside corner. Target away now. And a bouncing ball that'll score a run. Detweiler pretty much threw that ball right down the middle, and Andre Ethier just got it by the mound. His 103rd RBI, and the Dodgers manufacture a run. And Manny Ramirez will bat with the bases empty. Manny last night 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. He tried to make it 2-0. Manny 60 RBIs in 95 games. I heard a Dodger broadcaster make an interesting comment before the ball game tonight. He said a year ago at this time, Manny Ramirez was carrying the Dodgers. Right now, the Dodgers are carrying Manny Ramirez. Waiting for him to really heat it up, but Rob, I'm pretty sure he will. This is his time of the year.
Well, remember, he's about in the middle of his season, being suspended for 50 games.
Good breaking ball.
You want to try to keep Manny Ramirez off balance. He loves a fastball, and he gets a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball. You see him a little bit off balance.
Target in. Fastball low and inside, 2-2.
And then you come back with some cheese at the knees. So Bard and Detweiler doing a lot of inside out, changing eye level. We might even see him buzz one inside on Manny.
Chopper to Zimmerman. Ryan had to back up, gets rid of it in a hurry. Right on target to Adam Dunn. Leadoff single, a steal, and Furcal gets the Dodgers a run. Late September is upon us. And in the shadow of the Capitol, here's the Nats starting lineup. Adam Dunn did well against the Dodgers since last year. We documented some of this last night. Then he goes out and hits a 2-run homer last evening. And Adam's sitting on 38 homers with 103 RBIs. Gonzalez, Maxwell in the lineup tonight. And here's Chad Billingsley. Major League record of 47-29. The Nats have never beaten him, but they've never faced him anywhere but Dodger Stadium. "12-game winner, ERA just over 4. Here's Willie Harris. Willie 1 for 4 last night and 2 for his last 16. And the count's even 1-1 with the third baseman Ronnie Belliard charging. Maybe Willie ought to push one right by him. Let's see where Billingsley falls off after his delivery. Third base side, it'll be tough to bunt over there. And the count goes to 2-1. Billingsley, a big kid, 6'1", 245, out of Defiance, Ohio. He was a quarterback and a pitcher in high school and was headed to the University of South Carolina, but he was signed by the Dodgers, first round, 24th overall player, taken back in '03. That's going to get Willie Harris looking on the corner. Generous call for the first hitter of the night.
PNC Bank scouting report. Well, making the grade. He's going to get a couple more starts. Will he be in the starting rotation come playoff time? Great stuff. You just throw that 94-mile-an-hour fastball, great breaking ball and changeup, and huge lower half, as Bob said, 6'1", 245. A lot like Bill Gullickson, big buttocks and huge thighs. He gets a lot of drop and drive behind the pitches.
Boy, that's a great analogy. Guzman, one pitch, two bounces, one throw, two outs. Dodgers defensively, Manny with Kemp and Ethier in the outfield, just like last night. And as Rob mentioned, with Orlando Hudson playing second base, Ronnie Belliard over to third tonight. The only changes for the Dodgers. Best ERA in the league at 3.39. St. Louis at 3.62.
Well, this would be a good matchup for Billingsley. Only 51 home runs allowed by him in 98 starts over 622 innings pitched.
By the way, I just happened to glance at the ERAs of the playoff teams right now. If they lined up, Dodgers 3.39, St. Louis 3.62, Phillies 4.07, Rockies 4.23. Just in case you're one of those people who likes to think about who's got the best pitching going into a postseason series. And Rob, that best of 5 in the first round, that thing's a crapshoot.
Well, you want to try to win that first game.
Yeah, one or two pitches in that first game could turn around the whole thing.
And I think it's going to be a coin flip between Cole Hamels probably and Cliff Lee. Dodgers are going to have some issues, whether it's Randy Wolf, Kershaw, if he's even ready to make that first start. Could it be Billingsley, who in the second half of the season has gotten lit up? 5.5 earned run average since the All-Star game. 59 innings, Bob, but it's the 302 batting average against. First half 227, almost 100 points higher in the second half, and that's what Joe Torre and Rick Honeycutt are trying to figure out what's going on.
There's heat coming from the Nationals dugout. Tom Hallion stepped away, took a few steps. He was motioning to somebody other than Jim Riggleman, who's out there now, probably protecting somebody in his dugout. And I think they're taking exception to that strike 3 call, Rob, on Willie Harris.
A little bit animated by Tom Hallion. Well, maybe he watched Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen before the game.
Adam Dunn, couple of walks last night, 108 on the year, 165 strikeouts.
Last pitch, even though it was 91, little cutter that he threw there.
And he strikes out Dunn. 2 Ks for Billingsley. Dodgers manufacture a run and then good pitching. That's been going on for decades. Quick release. Did I hear you invoke Tony Fernandez's name on that throw?
Yes, because Tony Fernandez, probably 98% of the time, he flicked his wrist from down on the side. And there you see Tim Wallach, who is the AAA manager and great third baseman of the Montreal Expos for many, many years, and then Dodgers. But that is not an easy play to make from Ryan Zimmerman. A lot of it has to do with accuracy, but he knew that I got to get rid of that ball in a heartbeat. He did, and he continues to impress.
And I thought it might be interesting to talk to Wallach today, get his impressions on Zimmerman. That ball driven to right. Dukes is right there off the bat of Matt Kemp. You know what the first thing was Tim Wallach said to me? He said, "Thank you for comparing me to Ryan Zimmerman." And this is a guy who really had a good career. Like Ryan, he was a good low ball hitter from the right side, and that's a little bit rare. But he told me he loves the way Ryan plays third base, the way he carries himself as an offensive player. And he said, "I am really, really impressed with your kid. I wish I got to see him more." So that's a guy who had a really nice career out of Cal State Fullerton. Tim Wallach talking about our kid out of the University of Virginia. But I told Tim that you and I had invoked his name a couple of times this year when we saw Zimmerman hit some low balls and hit them successfully, because that guy was one of the best low ball hitters around.
Yes, he was, and he hit a home run off of me, but he was a tough out. He was tough at covering the plate on my slider. He was tough at fastballs inside, and as you said, low, and as good a person on and off the field as Ryan Zimmerman. And like he said, the way they carry themselves.
And that ball driven to left for Willie Harris off the bat of James Loney.
And I feel Zim has made 2 errors in his last 58 games. And as we've said before, on a ball club with the worst statistics in the major leagues. So he is getting a lot more action, a lot more shots at him, a lot more opportunities to make errors. And he has covered his position beautifully all year.
And here's Russell Martin. The one thing I forgot to ask Tim Wallach, how did it feel to be an isotope? They do all kind of secret things out there in New Mexico. 1 ball, 1 strike to Russell Martin, hitting .256. His spot in the lineup in the pitcher spot, the only 2 slots that did not have RBIs last night. Now Zimmerman started to charge, laid back on to Adam Dunn, and Ryan Zimmerman, the cleanup hitter tonight, will lead off in the bottom of the second, coming right up. StubHub schedule. Not many games remaining. It's never been easier to get some tickets. Taking a ball game. StubHub.com, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Washington Nationals. J.D. Martin and Vicente Padilla tomorrow night. The Braves are in for 3 pitching pairings for that series. Not officially announced yet. And then the Mets for the final three, Monday, Tuesday night next week, and a 4:30 game next Wednesday. Billingsley, 12 pitches, 7 strikes, first inning. And Ryan Zimmerman ahead of Elijah Dukes and Josh Bard here, bottom of the second.
Tim Wallach in 1985 won his first of a few Gold Gloves. So he won 1, 2, 3, 4 in his career. 18 errors in 433 chances.
And you just reminded me of something, because he told me that his first year in the big leagues, 80% of his errors were throws. He said that's correctable. If you're not a good glove man, that's a lot harder to overcome. And we were talking about Ryan Zimmerman, how he's overcome some of his early season, and some of those were in the early evening, throwing problems. And Wallach says that is perfectly natural for a young third baseman to go through. One ball and 2 strikes to Zim. Big breaking ball from Billingsley.
Well, right now, Ryan, and he has 2 chances tonight. So in 432 chances, 15 errors, which is actually better than Tim Wallach when he won his first Gold Glove. At 433, and he made 18 errors. And Zimmerman right there going after the big breaking ball. Billingsley's got some good stuff tonight, Bob. Good 94 heater, 4-seam, good cutter in the low 90s, and then a nice breaking ball.
So I have that as a fielding percentage of about 966. One and 1 to Dukes. And last night, Elijah, his last time up, walked in the ninth to keep that on-base streak alive, which now covers 22 games. He'll slap one to deep short. Furcal's got a great arm. And he's got it over to Loney for the second out.
Furcal will make a lot of great plays because he doesn't have time to think before he throws. When he's got a little extra time, that's usually when he launches. There you see him perfectly set, the great follow through, and a little low, but it's still, he's got to get it there in a hurry. He's got, as Bob said, a rocket launcher for a right arm.
We're talking a lot about defense tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
When you see good pitching, defense becomes a major factor every inning. And here's Josh Bard.
There's the X mode. You see him step, set himself, get behind it, a little bit of a crow hop, get on top of it, and he just rifles it over there. And I've said this before, Bob, when I was rehabilitating my shoulder after surgery, they had me fielding balls at shortstop and going to my right, coming back and throwing across the diamond, because it's almost it's a very similar motion to a pitcher when he finishes off. But obviously you need technique and you need to be able to follow through properly. And sometimes if you just drop that back shoulder, throw that ball up in the stands.
We're seeing a 25-year-old pitcher who's establishing his fastball like a veteran so far here. He jams Bard, little pop-up right side. James Loney. Well, the Nats have been struggling in the early innings. 6 in a row for Billingsley tonight.
Davis turns 32 on Friday. The Nats catcher out with a hamstring injury. He hopes to be able to play on Friday, his birthday. Still not able to run at full speed, though. Meanwhile, today, he was spending some time out in the community at the Powell Elementary School. He read to 3rd and 4th graders. The school, of course, in Northwest D.C. One of the books that Will read was written by his former Yankee teammate, Jorge Posada. It was about perseverance and not giving up. The kids having a great time, and Will told me he enjoyed the day as well. Bob?
Well, Debbie, thank you. I could see Will Nieves being the kind of guy that kids would be attracted to. He has an infectious personality, a great smile, one of the most friendly guys you'll ever want to meet, and I'm sure the kids loved him today. Here's Orlando Hudson hitting .288. But .250 in the last 13 games. And because of Ronnie Belliard's emergence, he started only 4 of the last 9, including tonight. Players and coaches selected him as a reserve in the All-Star game. And reportedly, this was a second baseman the Nats took a good, hard, long look at last winter. Coming off the season at Arizona when he hit .305 in 08 in 107 games. And a high fly ball to right center. Justin Maxwell is there. Ross Detweiler, 7 straight retired since the Furcal base hit. Every Sunday, family fun day here at the ballpark. Pre-game player autographs and post-game, the kids run the bases. This Sunday, the first 5,000 kids 12 and under receive a free Build-A-Bear workshop screech. Then watch the Nats take on the Braves at 1:35. Nationals.com, 202-675 NATS.
I know at Build-A-Bear you can say something when you put that in the bear. I wonder what Screech would say.
You can program the bear?
Well, yeah, you put a little saying in there.
Yeah.
And some, your kid or your grandkid or niece, and if you can press the stomach or the chest area of the bear or Screech, and it will say something back to you. Well, Orlando Hudson will be 32 at the end of this season. Will be a free agent again. Bob signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers. I wonder if Mike Rizzo will take another look at him.
Well, Mike knows him. He won a couple of Gold Gloves in Arizona. All-Star twice now. And as you said, relatively young. He's always been a good offensive and defensive player. Jim Riggleman's going to join us next half inning on Wired Wednesday. It's presented by Verizon Wireless. Top of the order, Rafael Furcal. First pitch breaking ball, Detweiler just missing. Ross throwing the ball well. One and two, and it's up and in to Rafael Furcal.
And just so people that are watching Detweiler at home understand what I mean when he's thrown across his body, his front foot will go more towards first base than home plate.
Hits that ball well. Gonzalez got his body behind it. That's a good fundamental play by Alberto. Bottom of the order coming up. Bottom third, 1-0 Dodgers. And for the Nationals, it'll be Maxwell, Gonzalez, and Detweiler in the bottom of the third. Jim Riggleman, always kind enough to join us for a short spell on these Wired Wednesdays. Jim, first of all, thanks for your time. And after Detweiler gave up that first base hit, he's retired 9 in a row. Your thoughts on him?
Well, he's throwing the ball good. You know, Det's got a good arm. He's got a good breaking ball. It's just a matter of, you know, he just needs more experience and more game situations. He's going to be a good one. We're confident of that.
Jim, and the difference between when Ross was up here the first time, sent down, and then brought back up, he looks a lot more confident this time.
He does, Rob. You know, he just got an air about him this time up here that he feels like he's kind of loosey-goosey. He's confident, and, you know, I don't know where he got that from, but I'm glad to see it.
And, Jim, in terms of your lineup tonight, Maxwell back in there, Alberto Gonzalez back in. I know you and I chatted when we did a little piece for the Masson Sports blog this afternoon about some of the choices you have to make in September because you have so many different players you're trying to get to know that you didn't know that well from the first half of the season.
Yeah, you know, there's a little dynamic there of making sure you show respect to your veteran players who've been going out there all year for you. You don't want to take September away from them, but at the same time, we do need to see some of the younger players, the newer players, I should say, you know, like Maxwell, and, you know, Ian Desmond's been in there a lot, and, you know, we just got to get some of these arms like Detweiler and these guys, get them a few appearances and get a little head start on what we have for next year.
I know Mock is young, and as far as pitching goes, and Detweiler as far as innings and stuff like that. I've talked to Mike Rizzo. Are you going to start, you know, maybe taking some of these guys down a little bit as far as their inning load for some of these young pitchers down the stretch here?
Detweiler probably this one, and he might get another start. He might not. He's about at his max. Mock is a guy we really haven't talked about that much, but you know, because he was in the bullpen earlier in the year, he hasn't accumulated that many innings, but he's had a lot since the All-Star break, and you know, it might be something we do talk about, but he's a big, strong horse. You know, he seems to be handling everything, and he's getting a little better each time out.
I wanted to ask you one more about Mock real quick. I mean, last couple of outings, really one bad inning in each one of them. The rest of the time, he was in shutdown mode. And I kind of agreed with you leaving him in that last game just to see how long he could go. And he looks, like you said, strong as an ox. And it seems to be just one bad inning. If he could get by that one inning, this kid's going to be throwing some lights-out games. Yeah,
and you know, in that game, I know it was first and third and 2 outs. And if that had been a, you know, after giving up 4 runs, if that had been a ball game in September in a meaningful situation for us in the playoffs and stuff, we might have pinch hit and said, you know, we can't give up on the bat there, but we felt like it was more important to stretch him out there.
Hey, Jim, thanks for your time. We always appreciate it, sir.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Presented by Verizon Wireless, Wired Wednesday with manager Jim Riggleman, live here at Nationals Park.
And I do think some people were questioning that, including us for a little bit, but also what we said, that you also need to see some things, whether or not it's in a winning or losing effort. You've got to push some of these guys, and so you can properly evaluate them this winter.
And I know that we get greedy up here. We want to see the ball club win as many games as possible before the end of the season, and that's the balance that Jim Riggleman has to strike.
Oh, and he does too.
How many games are you going to win, and how many people are you going to take a look at?
I truly believe Jim wants to win every game just as much as anybody else, but he also has to be fair to some of these young men because it's their careers at stake. And if you possibly misevaluate somebody because you were maybe doing something a little bit out of character down the stretch and you're not going to the playoffs, maybe that guy doesn't make the roster next year. So I think this all has to do with the big picture with the Washington Nationals. And I know we're selfish and our fans are selfish where we want to win every ball game, but that's just not going to be possible this year.
Detweiler is a major league hitter, 1 for 14. And that'll do it. Billingsley striking out everybody in sight. 5 of the first 9 batters, and 3 of them looking. Go now.
Hot bat since joining the Dodgers, and you won't believe whose bat he has been using. He's been borrowing one from Mike Morris.
One day, BP, I told him, I said, hey, use this real quick. And he was like, he held it, he was like, using BP, it was crushing. So during the game, he told me he wanted one bat. And that was when he hit the grand slam. And I was like, oh, that's my bat. And then he had like a great day that day. So after that, he was like, hey, I want all your bats. And I was like, come on, man. And then he got traded. And he was like, hey, send over some of your bats. I was like, okay, but one thing, you can't use it against us.
Okay, Ronnie did assure me today before the game that he will not be using Mike Morris's bat at all in this series. He also said he likes his chances of playing in the World Series this year. And, of course, the Morris bat will be used against Pittsburgh. Bob.
Thank you, Debbie. Great story. And I'm very relieved to hear that his RBI single, his double, did not come with Mike Morris's bat last night. Grounded out to second his first time in this ballgame. Belliard, Ethier, and Ramirez 2, 3, and 4 for the Dodgers in the fourth, and a fly ball out of play right side.
Reminds me of a Bill Cosby sketch where he talked about being fifth string football, and he was a fullback, tailback, whatever, and guy broke a helmet, had to borrow his helmet. Another guy ripped his shirt, had to borrow his shirt. Another guy had to borrow his shoes. So he ended up rooting for all of his clothing because he wasn't in the game. So Mike Morris, I mean, if Belliard goes to the playoffs and does something special with his bat, at least you got something to root for out there.
Yeah. Belliard rips one. Guzman picks it, turns and fires, and he throws it wide. Quite a glove play by Christian Guzman.
I'm looking at that blur that just went by named Ronnie Belliard.
Smelling a base.
Yeah, where's that speed been? All of a sudden he hits a shot. This is a one-hopper. So Guzman gets up, throws it just a little bit wide, but phew. Belliard has some renewed vigor.
It looked to me like Ronnie thought he had plenty of, or rather Guzman had plenty of time to throw out Ronnie Belliard. And he was surprised when he looked up.
Goose knows Belliard, but maybe not on the Dodgers.
Yeah. I think we're seeing a very motivated Ronnie Belliard here.
Oh, yeah. He's playing some old school baseball. The first at bat, he gets for call over to third with no outs, hits it to the right side. And now he's trying to get something going offensively by himself, trying to manufacture another run. Well, I think we're seeing a guy in Belliard that wants to start come postseason. And every game's an audition right now for Ronnie. Come on, Ross, you want to get these lefties.
And a 3-1 misses. 2 on, nobody out. And that's not a good idea with Manny Ramirez coming up. Detweiler's first walk. Ramirez topped a ground ball first time down to Ryan Zimmerman. And Manny knows when to not hit the ball on the ground. He's only bounced into 5 double plays all year. And that's hitting in a lineup where the table setters are on base a lot. With the National League's best batting average at .273. And I think that's one of the things about Manny Ramirez. He is a good situational hitter.
Well, he hits the great pitchers too.
Yeah,
Works
you're right.
Very hard on his hitting. Say what you will about the rest of his game, but this guy knows how to handle the bat.
Breaking ball stays up and away.
And anybody that's ever played with him, first of all, they like him as a teammate. Young guys loved him here in Los Angeles last year. A lot of the older cats like Garcia Parra when he was here and with the Dodgers, and Jeff Kent were not kind to the young players, and Manny Ramirez took them all under his wing. They loved him.
And a fly ball out to right center. Is it deep enough for Belliard to tag? Not with Elijah Dukes throwing. Right to the cutoff man, and Manny Ramirez is 0 for 2 tonight. The Nats kick off a 3-game series against the Mets Monday. First 20,000 fans in the ballpark will receive a free team photo with a 2010 early bird schedule. Get your tickets, nationals.com, or call 202-675-NATS. Get your red on. That'll be Monday night against the Mets. Kemp is the hitter. And he lined out hard to Elijah Dukes first time up. Yankees beat the Angels today, and they have 97 wins.
41 games over 500.
Isn't that something? And the Tigers got 4 in the first tonight at Cleveland, while Minnesota plays at Chicago starting in about 20 minutes. Those teams are still 2.5 apart in the AL Central. Really the only divisional race that might be up for grabs. Dodgers have a 5-game lead over the Rockies. How to play right side, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, if you're thinking Dodgers-Yankees World Series, they have met 11 times in the Fall Classic in their histories.
And many of that was as the Brooklyn Dodgers.
And the Dodgers have only beaten the Yankees 3 times out of 11. 8 up for the Yankees and 3 up for the Dodgers. Dodgers also the most representations from the National League, 18 times in the World Series.
The Dodgers lost 7 straight World Series until they beat the Yankees in 55. And that was a 7-game series.
The one time Jackie Robinson and the Brooklyn Dodgers won the World Series.
They got him again in 63 and in 81. Out to center. Maxwell took a look, goes back just a little. Belliard will be able to tag this time. And on the second out of the inning, he's at third base. Corner situation with 2 outs. James Loney coming up. And here's our friend from Aflac. Totally fooled us last night with Fernando Valenzuela. First player selected in the 1968 expansion draft by the Expos.
Fergie Jenkins,
Coco LeBoy, John Bacabella, I don't know.
Rusty Staub,
Boots Day. Expansion draft, that means he was on another major league roster. Here's Loney. And a breaking ball, a good one by Ross Detweiler for a strike. Loney lined out to Willie Harrison left, first time up.
Could he be in our building right now?
Could be. Could it be? Oh, I don't know if he played for the Expos or not.
Now, wasn't Rick Monday the first player ever chosen in the draft in the first round?
I don't know. That he
was the original Strasburg. Pretty sure he was.
Rick Monday broke their hearts in Montreal with a playoff homer in 1981 that kept the Expos out of the World Series. Two balls and a strike to Loney. Did Manny Mota play for the Expos?
You're asking me. I was 4.
Well, I heard you were a child prodigy, and a fastball, or rather a breaking ball up and in 3-1. Bases loaded on the second walk of the inning. And that'll bring up the right-handed hitting catcher, Russell Martin. Here's our base running bunch. It's Belliard who led off with a hit. Ethier walked, he's at second. Loney just walked, he's at first. I'm going to go with, he's on the Dodgers staff. I don't know if he's here, but something is telling me this is Manny Mota. Just looking through their list of coaches. And here's Russell Martin, who bounced out to third first time up. Russell Martin, great success with the bases loaded. Pretty good numbers for a .285 career hitter. He delivers again. They're going to send both runners. Dukes throw home.
Got him.
And did he get the plate?
Yep.
He did not. Bard tagged him, and out is Andre Ethier. Elijah Dukes with his 12th assist of the year. The Dodgers pick up one and lead it 2-0. And Dukes with Bard saving another run. Good play by the catcher here. This is Elijah Dukes' 12th assist of the year.
Well, the hit is going to go to right field, and there you see the run scoring from third. Ethier tries to follow him home, and watch Bard get him to go around the outside part of the plate instead of Ethier going over the top of Bard, which probably would have knocked him out of the way before he could have caught the ball. But that hook slide cost him. Here's the Exmo on the tag. Great play by Josh Bard. Did the same thing in New York against the New York Mets. And that is catching the ball but still making the runner go around you. It's called blocking home plate. And Bard does a great job of it again.
Put that catcher's mitt right into the gut of the base runner, Ethier. And the Nats are down 2 as the bottom of the 4th rolls around with the top of the order. Rob, here's something for you that I just discovered in my old scorebook here. In 4 of the last 6 games, the Nationals not only have not scored in the first 3 innings, they haven't had a hit in 4 of the last 6 games. The offense has disappeared early in ball games. And Willie Harris is only 2 for his last 17 as the leadoff guy. Jim Rugerman's had him in there lately every day. And the 0-2 to Willie.
By the way, Rick Monday was the first overall pick in the June draft in 1965 with the Kansas City Athletics.
That's right.
Out of Arizona State.
Forgot he was a Kansas City aide. And as we arrive at the 8 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park, Dodgers 2, Nats nothing. Washington without a base runner. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, Debbie Taylor, Masson HD searching for offense. And Willie Harris is going to take a breaking ball in there. 10 hitters, 6 strikeouts. And we don't know what's going on with Teddy Roosevelt, but the Rough Rider nowhere to be found. George, no chance to catch Abe, who backs in to rub it into the other 2 presidents. Now that's dirty politics. Kristen Guzman bounced out on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning.
Rick Monday does radio for the Dodgers along with Charlie Steiner. Another major thing that Rick Monday was involved in was remember those guys tried to burn the American flag out of Dodger Stadium,
from them, didn't he?
And Rick Monday took the flag away from them. I have interviewed him a couple of times on the incident. April 25th, 1976, and he said, "I did what any good American would have done. Not supposed to not only embarrass the country, but do anything to the American flag."
Guzman to left center. Kemp chasing it down. 2 outs. Adam Dunn with 2 outs and the bases empty. Aflac trivia. The first player selected in the expansion draft by the Expos. Go.
Manny Mota.
All right, that's my 1 for September. I think I was 0 for the month. Manny Mota, greatest pinch hitter of all time until Lenny Harris came around. Maury, Ron Fairley, and Paul Popovich. That's right, Ron Fairley was an Expo and became a broadcaster.
Manny Mota is one of the best instructors still around Major League Baseball, along with Maury Wills and some other players of that era. Teach base running and base stealing and bunting and some of the best fundamental stuff. That's why the Dodgers are so tight when it comes to fundamentals.
Oh my. A Levon Hernandez type breaking ball from Billingsley.
Well, the reason I wanted to bring up the Rick Monday thing was about because we honor the soldiers here and Walter Reed
every day.
He said, if you're going to burn the flag, don't burn it around me. I've been to too many veterans hospitals and seen too many broken bodies and guys who've tried to protect it.
Yeah.
That's what Rick Monday said about not letting those 2 young men burn the American flag in 1976.
Two and 2 to Adam Dunn.
He also received the Peace One Earth Medallion by Patricia Kennedy. Step up for veterans for his actions April 25th, 1976. Got that last September.
And the Nats finally have somebody pay a visit to Marquise Grissom, the first base coach. And by the way, the Dodgers did the same thing with Dunn batting that the Florida Marlins do. They left Rafael Furcal at shortstop and had the third baseman Ronnie Belliard playing up the middle, a place he's very familiar with. So he retreats back to third base. And the Nats have a base runner for Ryan Zimmerman. Braves, by the way, winning again 4-0 at the Mets. Behind Tim Hudson against Mike Pelfrey. They're in the third inning. And the Phillies have 2 early runs at Florida, Hamels and Vandenherk. Phillies lead the Braves by 7.5 and the Marlins by 8. I have them with a magic number of 5. One to Zimmerman, who's hit 30 home runs. Breaking ball, way outside, 2-1. Billingsley pretty economical despite all those strikeouts. Struck out 5 of the first 9 batters and only threw 33 pitches in the first 3 innings. That's hard to do when you're getting all those strikeouts. But the Nats have made him work 17 pitches worth here in the 4th. Somebody needs to get that first hit. 3-1. And this is where you want your cleanup hitter to take a whack if he gets a good pitch here.
Well, he's been getting a lot of calls. He doesn't get that one. It's a cutter low and away.
And after we saw that pitch track from the information systems powerhouse, the next pitch way outside, a pair of 2-out walks and a chance for Elijah Dukes.
I don't know if you saw Milton Bradley's mother coming to her son's rescue today, saying, she didn't say Milton's been a bad boy, but she explained some of Milton Bradley's problems in being sent home by the Cubs. So that Milton would come back and play if they want him.
It's a big if right now. Good take by Elijah. Nasty pitch. And a count of 1-1. He's really spotted that fastball well, hasn't he?
And that had some late giddy up and movement at the end of it. And he's tough really to get a good, and we talked about the 51 home runs and 98 starts, but trying to square him up when he's throwing 94-mile-an-hour straight fastballs with the 4-seam and then a 91-mile-an-hour cutter. It's not easy. It's tough to square him up, and then he'll drop that little hammer on you at about, that one's 80, but he's throwing some in the 60s tonight.
I'm telling you, Dukes has taken 2 breaking balls that just missed the corner. Elijah seeing the ball really well, and that's a key to that on-base streak. The longest in baseball you just saw. 2-2 pitch. Can't lay off that one, and the Nationals are gone. 7 strikeouts for Billingsley in 4 innings, no hits, 2 walks, and a Dodger 2-0 lead.
Light, the world's most refreshing beer. We wanted to talk about our possible Gold Glove third baseman and how difficult it is to play over there. There you see one where the ball gets on him. He has to throw flat-footed, flick it over to Adam Dunn. This one, he goes in, decides, you know what, I can't charge that one. I got to play it. And he makes a perfect throw over there both times. So Coors Light Freeze Cam catching Ryan Zimmerman doing his thing at third base.
And I'm sure that family of four would register 4 gold votes for Ryan Zimmerman. Top of the 5th inning. Ryan setting up as Orlando Hudson bats in front of the pitcher Billingsley, and then Rafael Furcal. So 2 speedy hitters here. There could be some third base action for Ryan Zimmerman here in the 5th. Dodgers lead 2-0. They've out-hit the Nationals 3-0. Easy fly ball to right. Elijah Dukes. By the way, Rob, now in 6 of their last 8 games, the Nationals have not scored in the first 4 innings. So the pitchers are just having to be just about perfect these days to keep a ball game close. And I think we can pinpoint this to the broken bone in the hand of Nyjer Morgan sliding into Chicago 3 weeks ago.
Oh, there's only one person to blame for this. Nyjer, if you're listening.
Come on, Nyjer, come back. We need you, man.
He'll be back in the spring.
I know Tony Pluster's watching. He doesn't miss a game. Oh, 2 pitch rolled to Guzman from behind the bag. Pitcher running all night to throw. 2 outs. Top of the order, Rafael Furcal. All right, Rob, take it away.
Well, they're not scheduled to match up in the postseason, but if it were to start today and they were to play each other, Billingsley's trying to crack that 4 on the left. And John Garland looks like he's in the 4th spot, but Billingsley, the way he's throwing tonight, could slide back in there, and that's what these guys are fighting for right now. Pretty good foursome over there. Blanton threw another good game. Pedro's got a bad neck right now, but Hamels and Lee look to be 2 of the best going to the postseason with the Phillies.
And I think the striking thing about that graphic that our guys just showed us is the fact that Vicente Padilla has pitched his way up to the number 2 spot on a playoff team. Elijah Dukes thought he caught it. The umpire said no. And that'll be a base hit for Rafael Furcal. Dukes claiming he caught it. Second base umpire Bill Hahn out there to make the base hit call. And Jim Riggleman wants an explanation. Dukes really closed on that ball well.
Let's take a look at this replay right here. See if Elijah gets all leather and keeps it off the turf. Oh, that looks like a clean catch right there. That's a bad call. And we'll see with the Exmo that it goes right into leather.
Beautiful shot, guys.
Great job,
you know what happened? His left leg was between the ball and the umpire, and he didn't see it go in the glove.
Well, they need to calm him down. They should go talk to Elijah. Just calm him down. He's done too well to blow up here with 2 weeks to go. It just shows you how competitive he is here with 2 weeks to go. And great catch by Elijah. Bob said he closed on that ball in a hurry, makes a sliding catch, and he blocks off the umpire, but that shouldn't negate the right call. Got to get your butt out there and make the right call.
Well, let's hope he can get Belliard so that Andre Ethier doesn't bat in this inning.
Come on, Ross. Ross throwing a great game so far, Bob. His defense helping him out of that last inning. But if you throw strikes and you work up tempo, your defense is going to be right in rhythm with you. Balls of their feet. Elijah Dukes making a great catch, and sometimes they're going to miss him.
Ronnie Belliard, 3 hits in this series. They've got another runner picked off. And Detweiler trying to chase down Furcal, flips it right to Guzman. Rafael Furcal out this time. 2-0, middle of the 5th. Lots of action at the team store on this evening as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Dodgers. And Ross Detweiler has now picked off 2 runners. The Nats finally retired one. And I think the body language, and you talked about this with Jim Riggleman, this kid looks confident on the mound much more so than earlier this year.
Well, and we saw this with Elijah Dukes when he came back. You know you want to play at this level. Now I think he knows what it takes to stay and pitch well at this level. And it's about being self-assured and going out there and saying, listen, I believe in my 3-4 pitches. I'm going to get these guys out and go through the lineup 3-4 times. And with that added confidence, he was great against the Phillies, looks just as tough against the Dodgers tonight. And this is the kind of stuff you're going to get some high marks going into the postseason or into the offseason and the evaluation process if he can do this not just tonight, maybe 1 or 2 more starts.
Not only what he's doing, but who he's doing it against. Phillies, Dodgers, the 2 best offenses in this league.
Oh, and the Dodgers, one of the most fundamentally sound teams in the big leagues, and being picked off twice tonight shows you his presence. They're worried about him and him getting the home plate, and he's picking guys off trying to steal second. Doing a great job tonight. He looks very comfortable and confident through 5 strong innings.
And off the bats of the Nats, the routine outs just keep on coming. Nearly 2 runs a game less since the injury to Niger Morgan, and the batting average way down. It's just amazing what's happened to this offense. I know the Nats are facing good teams with good pitchers, but journeyman guys like Tim Redding shutting down this offense and a host of others, it's just unbelievable what's happened to the Nationals offense. Without Niger Morgan, 3 runs a game, a .232 batting average, on-base percentage not good at all. Prior to that, in 51 games with him, the Nats were hitting .276, scoring 5.03 runs per game, and Maxwell thrown out by Rafael Furcal. And now Billingsley is the latest pitcher to take a no-hitter into the middle innings against the Nats.
Well, he's had tremendous stuff all night, and this Dodger team leads the major leagues with the plus-minus factor of 179. They have the best pitching staff in the National League, one of the best offenses in the National League that's scored 740 runs this year, allowed 561. And tonight, it's just all seeming to come together for Joe Torre's club.
And the Nationals have a minus 166 when it comes to runs for and runs against. A Roberto Gonzalez with a bouncing ball to short first time up. I think he fooled the umpire with that pitch.
It's a pretty good pitch. Maybe a little high, but once again, the big lollipop curve. Levon loves this pitch. 67 miles an hour.
It was inside the pitch track.
When it came down, it looked like it came through the pitch track box.
By the way, did you hear that Curt Schilling will not run for Ted Kennedy's Senate seat?
Well, that's a relief. I was worried about Schilling maybe being the president someday.
And another net retired, looking at strike 3. Tom Hallion has the kind of strike zone going tonight that if a pitcher's throwing well, he could have a fantastic night. And Billingsley's in line for that. It's our Ford Prospect Player Profile, brought to you by your local Ford dealer. And Rob, I thought we'd start with a guy who's got a chance to get drafted pretty high and make a little money.
Steven Strasburg.
He's going to be playing his trade very soon in the Arizona Fall League after an unbelievable career at San Diego State. 6'4", 220, 13-1, microscopic ERA, lots of Ks. Nobody in the Mountain West better than him. We'll find out if there's anybody in the low rungs of professional baseball better than him pretty soon.
And he should be well into it. A couple of weeks down in the Instructional League. We left him behind after we left Miami for him to go to Vieira, Florida. Yeah. Always fun. I went to Instructional League a few times. It's fun down there. You're meeting all the guys now you're going to be working with for years to come in this organization.
They get the best coaching available.
And then it's off to the Arizona Fall League.
Ronnie Belliard on a pitch that was upstairs. He rams it into the left field corner. Takes Willie Harris a while to dig it out. That ball got down under the padding. And a leadoff double for Belliard, who now has 4 hits in this series.
Well, nothing tougher on you than a former player who's well motivated, not only just to show the old club that he can still do it, but he's also trying to make the postseason roster and start for the Dodgers. As I said about 2 months ago, watching him in the cage, he still had the quickness in his bat. Just you got to have the attitude to go with it.
Guzman grabs the pop fly from Ethiopia. Well, the other thing, as the Nationals, and we talked about this last night, as they gave numerous opportunities to Gonzalez and Hernandez, his at-bats were limited. Saturday, 2nd annual Gospel Music Fest here at the ballpark. Post-game concert, including lots of great gospel music. Soloist Antonio Giuliano and artist and composer Jeff Majors. All fans of the game get into the festival for free. Tickets $9. Nationals.com/gospel. Here's Manny, 0 for 2. But Belliard's getting the at-bats now that he wasn't getting earlier. And he's locked in. What he hit, it was high 200s down the stretch for a World Series bound ball club in St. Louis 3 years ago. Belliard hit better down the stretch than he did during the regular season. Then he had a really good postseason with 12 hits in the first 2 rounds. 1-1 to Manny Ramirez, who's driven in 60 runs. Pitch, Manny to late for it. 93 on that runner by Ross Detweiler.
Here's the man ram with the big swing. Just missed it. I think it's about time. Shave the head.
I think it's about time for about a 65-mile-an-hour curveball. And again, first base is open. We had a situation like this last night when Manny doubled in a run. Jason Bergman working. Detweiler's due to be the first Nationals hitter in the bottom of the 6th. And when your team's not hitting, you're going to be pulled out of some close ball games because the manager is going to be desperate to generate some offense any way he can. But do not throw a pitch down the middle here just because it's 3-2. He'll make it 4-0 in a heartbeat.
But this is where Ross needs to learn at this level. 3-2, whether it's the bases loaded, bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 6th, doesn't even matter. You're going to have to get guys out like Manny. Nice job.
Got him with an off-speed pitch. Guzman for the second out.
Very nice.
Belliard to third.
Have to be able to make pitches when you're in the toughest jams. And that's 3-2 with the bases loaded. That's how you're going to make your living. And right there, one of the best hitters the last 15 years. And you get him to ground weakly to short on a great 3-2 breaker.
Here's Matt Kemp, who's driven in 97 runs.
Now, this guy.
Now you go lefty-lefty against Loney.
Well, yeah, but Kemp just came off a fantastic homestand where Manny did not. Manny hit under 200.
But now you're going to face a guy with 89 runs batted in. That's what we talked about last night. The Dodgers don't have a 35-40 homer, 120 RBI guy. Now Ethier may end up like that by the end of the season, but they just have a whole bunch of guys who can hurt you. Their RBI totals: Ethier third, 102, actually 103, as one tonight. Ramirez 60 in 96 games. Kemp 97. Loney 89. And then you have Casey Blake on the bench tonight, who's driven in 77.
Well, and look at some of the other guys over there that can play on their bench. Mark Loretta, Doug Menkiewicz,
perennial 300 hitters.
Juan Pierre, and Menkiewicz's glove is as good as anybody's at first base. Juan Pierre. They just have nothing but trouble for you, even coming off their bench. They're built to win. Yep.
Mankiewicz, wasn't he like the final piece of the puzzle for the Red Sox back in '04?
Mankiewicz,
Because
Orlando
their
Cabrera, and
defense
Dave Roberts. Yes, their defense was suffering, and so they got Cabrera, a Gold Glove shortstop. You got Dave Roberts, had arguably one of the biggest stolen bases ever in the history of the postseason. Got Rebko, they brought back up, and then Jim Thome. Quite an arsenal on that Dodger team.
Loney tonight, a line drive to left, caught by Harris, and a walk. Fastball in there. If it stays 2-0, it'll be interesting to see what Riggleman does with Detweiler leading off bottom of this inning. But some work to be done to achieve that.
I think if he can get out of this inning, he's done. I think he's shown as much as they need to see. He's done a great job.
And that was his 90th pitch of the game. Willie Harris battling the lights, and the ball falls in front of him. We see that a lot at this ballpark, where there's a bank of lights on each side of the infield, and they're right in the vision of the outfielders. And you see Willie trying to do what he can. He couldn't find the ball till it was too late. And the Dodgers lead 3-0. That's going to get Detweiler knocked out of the game. He'll go 5 2/3, and the Dodgers lead by 3. Bergman coming. Visit your local Jaguar dealer to experience the exhilarating performance of the new Jaguar XKR. Fans making a play for some delicious ice cream. Right now, the Nats having a hard time making a play at the key time of the ballgame. There's a souvenir hunter who got one. And here's Jason Bergman against Russell Martin, who singled to Elijah Dukes last time up.
Well, that was just some dumb luck that got Ross Detweiler knocked out of the game early.
High in the air, right side. Right in front of his dugout, Adam Dunn. That'll finish the top of the 6th. For the Dodgers, runs in the 1st, 5th, and 6th. 3-run lead. And Rob Dibble, how about Chad Billingsley tonight?
Well, he had pretty much lost his starting job until tonight, opening a lot of eyes with no hit ball through 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. And Bob, 4 of his last 5 starts he had given up home runs. Did not look sharp, but tonight he had great stuff. 90-mile-an-hour cutter, great breaking ball, and even a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network, your world delivered. Bottom of the 6th coming up. And remember, when the Nats were in New York on Sunday, we were talking about John Maine, who didn't give up a hit till the 5th inning. Wasn't supposed to pitch that deep into the ball game. What happens if the guy has a no-hitter going later and they want to get him out? Well, this one's gone a little deeper, and Mike Morris will pinch hit for Bergman. 4 for 15, 5 pinch hit RBIs.
I think it ends right here. I think it's one of Mo's lucky bats here.
You may hear about in the news, and there's a very quiet box score, about a player breaking into the other team's clubhouse to get his own bats back. Just missing.
Wow, where's that pitch?
3-0. It's been a generous strike zone all night.
Yep, and now all of a sudden you're going to start squeezing the young man.
Tyler Clippard to work the Dodgers 7th. 3-1 to Morris. Outside, and the Nats have their 3rd base runner of the night, all by walks. Top of the order, Willie Harris. Okay, buddy, turn around.
You don't want to miss this.
Now, he wasn't going to miss his big shot on TV. Are you kidding? Willie Harris, 2 strikeouts looking. Got to play it conservatively for the runner. You can't afford to be doubled off on anything here. And the count's 0-2. Christian Guzman on deck, then Dunn and Zimmerman. The Nats need a big inning to break out of this offensive funk. Both of their runs last night unearned. The Dunn homer after Zimmerman reached on an error. Not stringing any hits together. Harris on 0-2 takes a fastball up and away. And that's the way they've been pitching Willie, who's been hitting the ball in the air a lot. And a breaking ball that he pulls. And that'll be into the seats. Loney came charging off of first base.
I thought he might have had a play at that.
Well, here's what happened, Rob. Before the pitch, he left his holding the runner position and came about 15 feet off the line to protect that side of the infield. Then he couldn't get back to the foul ball. They had him on the move with the pitch, leaving the runner Morse.
Interesting. And then they threw a breaking ball in the inner half.
Yeah. Let's watch him this time and see if he stays home or if he comes charging off the bag again. There he goes. And Willie pulls it again.
Well, Billingsley's got great numbers over the course of his career. 98 starts, 47 and 29. Has thrown out of the bullpen a bunch, about 30 games. I mean, I look at a couple of things. The 581 hits to the 622 innings pitched. Lifetime batting average against him is 251.
Willie made an offer but kept the bat back. And the count's even 2-2. Harris strikes out for the third time tonight. Number 9 for Billingsley.
Well, he walks Morris, but he gets ahead of Willie 0-2. Ran a fastball up and away, and then a couple of breaking balls, and then he gets a great breaking ball down around the zone, and Willie had to protect.
First pitch breaking ball to Guzman. Phillies have just tied the Marlins 3-3 in the top of the 6th. Marlins had gone ahead 3-2 on a Cody Ross homer, and Raul Ibanez just hit his 33rd. Guzman rolls one right side. Maloney to short. No chance for a return throw. Guzman beat the pitcher to the bag. Billingsley not a great job of covering there. But he gets the out, and Adam Dunn will bat with a runner at first.
Well, it's a slow tapper right here. He hits it off the dirt in front of home plate. Loney, you see him charge in, cut off the distance, and Billingsley late getting a jump over there, and it wouldn't have been a foot race, as Guzman would have easily beat him to the bag. And Furcal did a nice job of eating the ball, Bob. He didn't try to force it over there. Once again, the Dodgers fundamentally sound, and you know they're going to be. Larry Bowa is also third base coach and does their infield, and he's pretty tough.
Nick Johnson's uncle.
Nick Johnson's uncle, and when he was with the Yankees, used to hammer young players like Robinson Cano and make sure that they were just fundamentally sound. And I think that's paying off now for Robinson Cano, what Larry did with him a couple years in New York.
Change up, ball gets away. Guzman stays home. Adam Dunn didn't get all of one last night, but he got enough.
Hasn't been a lot of offense lately, Bob, to speak of, and got a pitch up, and then it was out of here.
On pace for 41.
It's a pretty good ratio there.
I had a chat with Adam today that'll be posted soon on MASNsports.com, his weekly blog. He does a video blog, and he told me the thing that's more important to him, RBIs. He said, I don't care how many home runs I end up with, but RBIs, that's what you're paid to do. He said, RBIs are a lot like money. You can never have too much.
You see 40 home run seasons.
Well, hopefully next year at this time we'll be talking about some history. We'll be about to tie the Babe. 3-1 to Dunn. Yeah, take it on the corner.
Backdoor cutter.
Billingsley's pitch count pretty economical. He's averaging right around 14 pitches per inning. This will be his 84th here in the 6th. Guzman running. Dunn takes one. 4 walks on the night, no hits. And they haven't paid a call to the bullpen phone yet. They just did, though.
Well, I heard Trey Hillman talk about his youngster, 25-year-old Zach Greinke, who is fighting for the Cy Young Award in the American League. Looks to be the front runner right now as he beat the Red Sox. He said he was laboring, and that's what it's your job, Rick Honeycutt, Joe Torre. When your pitcher starts to labor, the delivery starts to just fall apart. Doesn't matter if you're throwing a no-hitter. You can't leave the guy out there to possibly injure himself.
Looks like Ramon Troncoso has just been handed a baseball by Ken Howell, a former Dodger, their bullpen coach. And a big spot now for Ryan Zimmerman, batting with 2 men aboard, and he's representing the tying run. And Ramon Troncoso starts throwing.
His last start, because his last appearance was out of the bullpen, 4 innings against the Giants.
Here it goes, heading for the bullpen. See you later. Zimmerman ties the game with his 31st, and he reaches 100 RBIs. How's that for the first hit of the night?
First hit of the night ruins the shutout and ties this ball game up at 3. Walked a couple of guys in this inning. As Bob said, he's walked 4 on the night. You hang it, we'll bang it. That's 5 of his last 6 starts. He has allowed a home run, only 16 on the year.
And Ryan Zimmerman makes it to 100 RBIs for the second time in his career. A career high 31st home run. And here's Elijah Duke, suddenly a 3-3 game.
But isn't that the first time this organization's had 30 100 guys?
Yes. The organization, not just the Nets. 2 walks and a blast by Zimmerman. It's a 3-3 game into the 7th.
Versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. The starters for the Dodgers, Vicente Padilla, 3-0 since joining the Dodgers with a 2.96 earned run average. His major league career record, 97 and 85 versus J.D. Martin, 5-4 with a 4.2 earned run average. In his last 8 starts, though, the Nationals have a 5-2 record with a 3.15 earned run average. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Nats Extra, hosted by Johnny Holiday, the one and only Phil Wood.
Wow.
That's what happens when you finally get a hit, 3 runs.
Yeah, you're charged up. I like it. Tyler Clippard, Orlando Hudson, Juan Pierre will hit for Billingsley. At least he's scheduled to for now. How about that? 1 hit in 6 innings. And a game-tying home run from Ryan Zimmerman.
Yes, but what do you and I lament on all the time?
Walks before homers?
Walks before the home runs. Those walks kill you. So the 2 walks get cashed in. 1 swing of the wood by Ryan Zimmerman.
Yep. Lamenting, that's a good way to put it. Looking back with regret. Fastball upstairs, 1-2.
And I wonder if Zim's still using Adam Dunn's bats, or have they run through his lumber company?
I don't know, but we're going to have to get the law enforcement agencies involved if players don't start using their own bats at some point.
Well,
this is getting crazy, this larceny that's taking place.
It's kind of a relative thing, though, because they always have used each other's bats, and they're always experimenting. What feels good. It's more about feel, I think, and weight in their hands. I mean, I know you've held Adam Dunn's bat. That thing is enormous. It's heavy, it's big, it's got one of the biggest knobs I've ever seen.
What's one of the worst things a pitcher can do after you've tied the game?
Oh, walk the leadoff guy.
Especially the number 8 man.
Especially a guy who's been struggling for the last, what, 2 weeks?
Here's Juan Pierre, intriguing guy to have up in this situation. He has 14 pinch hits this year, no RBIs. He's a singles hitter. And if he lays down a bunt that's good enough, they could have 2 on, nobody out. You really have to play a bunt well with a guy like this in the batter's box if he's bunting.
Right, he's one of the best bunters in the big leagues. He will come out early before every game, something I've seen him do for years, and roll balls down each baseline to see how it's rolling.
He bunts it hard. Zimmerman, great play. It's almost as if Ryan thought Pierre was trying to do that. A lot of third basemen would have charged straight in, and that ball would have been by them. That's really something.
Well, it's about cutting this off, and he sees him half swing, kind of a slug bunt. Zim cuts it off because he knows there's no way Goose is going to get to the ball and throw Pierre out, who still has great speed.
I thought that was a base hit right off the bat, and all of a sudden Zimmerman came flying into the picture. Top of the order now, Rafael Furcal. He's had a good ball game, 2 for 3, and he's had a good series with 6 hits.
I'm giving Ned Coletti a lot of credit for some of the things that he has done, putting a lot of these players together the last minute, especially Menkiewicz, bringing him in here. Tomey, some of these other players. Seems like they just have 1 or 2 jobs that if you need a guy to bunt, well, you got Pierre over there. You need a guy to go play some first base, although Loney's an excellent first baseman. Throw Menkiewicz out there if you got a double switch. Need a big home run, go to Jim Tomey.
Drilled to center. Maxwell back, got a good jump, and then he will keep Hudson at second base. Very well played by Justin Maxwell. Get your red on Friday. The Braves are coming in for a 7:05 game, and stay after for the final post-game fireworks show of the season. Is presented by your local Ford dealers. The fireworks will be set to the music of Michael Jackson. Get your tickets online, nationals.com, 202-675-NATS. It'll be a thriller. Here's Belliard, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored.
Look at his averages, almost up to 270. He was in about 200 a month ago, or 2 months ago.
And looking for Ronnie Belliard. First time that he was in the lineup out of the All-Star break.
See, about August 15th.
It was July 19th. You were thinking July, right?
Yeah, July 19th.
He was hitting 190. He went 1 for 4 that night against the Cubs here.
So he was hitting the interstate.
Yeah.
990.
And as soon as he started getting at bats, off he went.
Yes, he did. Well,
he turned the interstate into the Autobahn, is what he did.
And got himself traded to a contender. If he was still hitting like Ronnie Belliard was hitting earlier in the year, he'd still be sitting on our bench. Ned Coletti. A lot of other teams recognize this guy can still swing it.
Milwaukee, Cleveland, St. Louis, Washington, and now LA. Ronnie Belliard's playing career at the major league level.
Well, that 200 batting average by the Dodgers, not something I'm sure Mr. Torrey and Mr. Mattingly like.
8 more opportunities. And Belliard walks. 2 on, 2 out. Both men walk. Ethier coming up. And tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. First and second, 2 outs. Ethier 0 for 2 with a walk or RBI ground ball back in the first.
I'm looking at Vicente Padilla's first 3 starts for the Dodgers. Got 20 runs of support. He must think he's still in Texas. Jiminy Christmas.
Felt like Texas here in town today. High 80s and muggy. Late September. And Clipper gets a pop-up to the right side. Alberto Gonzalez tells everybody to stay away. 2 stranded, 6 on the night for the Dodgers. 7th inning stretch time at Nationals Park. 3-3 game. After he walks 2 in the 6th, he walked 4 on the night. Ronnie Belliard on base 3 more times tonight, scoring twice. And Zimmerman, a new career high 31 home runs. And he's reached 100 RBIs, 2nd time in his career. How about the night at Billingsley, Rob, when he threw 87 pitches?
Well, it was amazing for most of his outing. Great breaking ball, great changeup, great cutters. See how far away on our Exmo our hitters were missing the ball early and often in this ball game. Had a no-hitter into the 6th inning until through a front door breaking ball that knocked on the front door of the bullpen, and it's 3-3.
And from Taiwan, Hong Chi Kuo, Dodger left-hander, appearing in his 32nd game of the year. This is a big man, 6'1", 240. And he'll take on Josh Bard, who turns around to bat right-handed, then Maxwell and Gonzalez. 95, strike 1. Mike McDougal, kind of early, huh? Could this be a 6th-inning save tonight? If the Nats take the lead?
The Nats take the lead. If they don't, you may just stick them out there. Let them pitch 8th, 9th. Stretch them out a little bit, as Jim Riggleman said about Garrett Mock.
Save opportunities few and far between for Mike McDougall lately. And a 1-2 to Josh Bard, who's popped up to the first baseman, bounced out to the pitcher. He's got pop from that right side. Can't reach that one. And that's the 10th National to strike out tonight.
This was just high octane. You don't see too many left-handed relievers other than maybe Billy Wagner that can bring it like that. 96 on the Northrop Grumman. Waist high, chest high. No chance for Josh Bard there.
Cole was in high school back home with Chin-Ming Wong of the Yankees.
Really?
And he's been a lifelong, at least in his professional career, Dodger. He's from Taiwan. They don't have some of the restrictions on their young men who have to be there for a certain amount of time like they do in Japan before they can come over here and play.
Yes, in Japan it's a 10-year rule before you're a free agent, or else you have to negotiate through the club, give them some money. It's called a posting fee. And then you have the right to negotiate with the team and steal players away.
Is that what the Red Sox did?
Yes, but that was a blind posting. It was like a silent auction.
Kind of like a blind date?
Yeah.
Man, that was expensive.
It's kind of the way I met my wife.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I didn't think she knew much about you ahead of time.
But about 3 or 4 clubs. A couple of the clubs went over the $30 million range, including the Yankees, but Red Sox went way over the $50 million range, and they won the right to have lunch with Mr. Matsuzaka's representation from Japan.
I hope they got appetizers and dessert with that.
I don't know, but that's an expensive lunch because then it cost them another $50+ million for dessert.
But of course, Taiwan, I've been surprised that given the young talent we've seen over the years in the Little League World Series from that country. I mean, those kids have been amazing over the years, that we haven't seen more of them over here. This guy can bring it. 3-1 to Maxwell. Interesting count. Big power hitter. And he'll take a fastball inside. And now the Nats enjoy their 5th walk of the night. Washington still with only 1 hit. The Zimmerman game-tying blast. And here's Alberto Gonzalez. Pitcher spot due next. And Josh Willingham has already set up shop in the on-deck circle. You know, the thing that impressed me about that Zimmerman home run, when we showed the replay from the side, he got jammed with that ball just a little bit. He pulled those elbows in and still got the sweet spot of the bat on it. That was really impressive. And by the time that thing hit the back wall of the bullpen, it went 400 feet. Watch the hands come in. Nice. That was a great adjustment, and he still got serious wood on the ball. Oh, great swing by Gonzalez and a base hit to right. Maxwell stops at second. That's what the Nats had been hoping to see more of by Alberto this year. And the offense is back in business here. First and second, 1 out. And Willingham to hit for Clippard.
Come on, Hammer.
Willingham, 3 for 14 as a pinch hitter this year. Down he went. And you might remember Josh did a lot of pinch hitting early in the season when that was his role before he became the full-time guy.
This gives new meaning to quick inside. 94
He has a pinch hit homer this year and 2 RBIs. Ooh, saw a pitch up. He was pumping. Seesaw game down in Florida. Now the Phillies have scored and taken a 4-3 lead over the Marlins.
Well, that just shows you how clutch the Hammer's been this year. Almost 300 late inning hitter. A lot of home runs, a lot of runs driven in.
Now Ryan Howard's hit a homer, and the Phillies lead that game 6-3. 1-1 to Willingham. Good job to lay off that breaking ball under his hands. Leadoff man Willie Harris next. The Nats still have a bunch of right-handed bats on that bench. Willingham goes deep to left. High in the air, but he didn't get all of it. And Manny Ramirez takes it up against the wall. Maxwell tags to third. 2 outs.
Hammer just misses this ball. Quo was really bringing it hard inside 94, up top 94. He's going to throw a little cut fastball 88 on the inner half. Throw another one on the inner half 95, and the Hammer just jams himself a little bit. And then he pulls it in at the wall, but not easy to be sitting around since about 6 o'clock this afternoon and then face a guy humming 95 in there.
And the struggling Willie Harris will have Desmond hit for him here in the 7th inning. The rookie Desmond, first pinch hitting appearance.
Well, right here, if you're Desmond, just try to make some contact hard.
A lot of room up the middle. He gets jammed. Left side. Belliard stumbling a bit. Makes the play. And the Nats are gone in the bottom of the 7th. They strand 2. They've left 4 tonight into the 8th inning. Well played by Ronnie. 3-3.
Out on for the Washington Nationals, and Elijah Dukes has had a very nice game in the defensive department out in right field. You'll see this ball. Russ Martin hits a single out to right field. Andre Ethier tries to test his arm, and he's gunned down at the plate. Then a little bit later, Rafael Furcal hits a dying ball out to right field, and the Exmo shows the right call. It's a catch. But the call out down on the field was that it was a hit. But Elijah's been playing some great right field besides doing some special things at the plate.
Josh Willingham stays in the ball game to play left field. And on the double switch, The pitcher, Mike McDougall, batting in the #1 spot. So the infield, Willingham, Maxwell, and Dukes out there. Infield defense stays the same. Manny Ramirez, 0 for 3 tonight, leads off, top of the 8th. Padres 2 early runs at Colorado against Jason Marquis. The Rockies are 5 games behind these Dodgers. Each team's won 3 straight. Ramirez, Kemp, and Loney here in the 8th. 2-0.
Former Oriole closer George Sherrill, acquired by Ned Colletti for late season and possible postseason action. A possible solution to the leadoff problem. I was just thinking Christian Guzman for some reason. Hitting first this year, 225 at bats, 307. 307 average. So.
And the on-base average not much higher than that.
No.
But Willie Harris isn't giving the Nats a whole lot in that role right now. And he will hit that one hard and foul.
Maybe just give Willie a day or 2 off to just relax his mind a little bit and see what Christian can do. Just a thought.
Pretty sure he won't bat 6th anymore this year. He was not happy about that.
Yes, he hit a .143, but 3rd he hit 600.
Two and 2 to Manny.
He kind of powdered a little bit when he was hitting in the 6 hole.
Well hit, right field corner, slicing, foul ball. Dukes couldn't quite get it. But Elijah comes up ready to throw just in case. And you know what he was doing? He was playing right field. He wasn't umpiring. He was ready for anything that happened.
Absolutely. Love it.
How about a famous Dave's Exmo on Manny's swing?
There's Manny's Hall of Fame swing right there.
Effortless.
Effortless. Just kind of, I think, used the 97 against McDougall, went the other way.
Coming to Famous Days for the best tasting, most award-winning ribs in America.
I wouldn't mind wrapping my mouth around a rib right now. I'm a little hungry.
But I mean, you saw no stride in that swing. Picks it up, puts it right back down. 3 and 2.
Who does he remind you of? The other guy that spread out in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
Pujols. He just picks up that front foot because he's so spread out and drops it right back down.
Albert gets into a deep crouch. Manny a little more upright than Pujols. But both of their bats spent a lot of time in that hitting zone. And McDougall walks it. Well, the Nats have issued their share of walks tonight, 6. Dodgers 5. And Kemp, who walked once, will be the hitter. But the Nationals are giving the winningest team in the league everything they won here in Washington tonight.
Well, it's a slippery slope when you start walking the leadoff guys late in the ball game.
What's going on? The umpire calling for the baseball, giving Bard a new one, and the ball boy making sure that ball goes out of the ball game.
Maybe the Dodgers think the movement on the ball is man-made, not by Mike McDougall. Some kind of substance. He's one guy Probably has to try to really control his movement.
That was a high strike to Kemp. Debbie Taylor, why'd they take that ball out?
Well, the authenticator from Major League Baseball took it because Manny Ramirez reached a milestone. He had his 1,276th walk, and that's 40th all-time, Bob.
Wow. You make the top 40, they take the ball out?
Casey Kasem wanted it.
Thank you, Debbie. Now we know. And in a situation like that, there's somebody at the ballpark who will put a hologram on that ball.
That's the hologram guy justifying why he's here. Come on. 40th all time on the walk list.
The hologram guy. How do you get that job?
I don't know, but I have to authenticate that ball. Get it.
McDougal blows away Kemp for the first down. Next up will be James Loney. We have another T-shirt Tuesday for you next week. Nats Mets. Free Natstown T-shirt for the first 10,000 fans next Tuesday night. 202-675-NATS. Nationals.com. Or you can always stop out on N Street. That's N as in Nieves. You can park right on the street out there in center field. Buy your tickets at the box office. And McDougal's first pitch fastball misses inside Deloney, who's walked and singled in a run. He's 1 for 2. Gabby Sanchez just hit a homer for Florida. And the Marlins now back to within 2, 6-4 Philly. They're having a shootout at Landshark Stadium tonight. 4 home runs in that game.
So is that like shooting fish in a barrel?
They're a little bigger than fish usually, those sharks.
And sharks.
And then the Braves still lead at New York 4-2, top of the 7th. I just think those two teams are playing for second place. Although in the wild card race, the Braves have tied the Giants and they're 5 back of Colorado. Marlins 5.5 back.
I still think the 2 out of 3 the Nationals took from the Marlins put them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, that really hurts me. That was in their ballpark. And a base hit to right field.
Get it.
And he turned.
Get in.
Dukes, not one of his better throws. And the Dodgers first and third with 1 out. And aggressive base running by Manny Ramirez, who knew that ball was not hit that hard.
Well, Manny not getting it done with the stick. He uses his legs right here to get the lead go-ahead runner to third base with 1 out. I don't think that hairdo's aerodynamic, do you?
I'm pretty sure it slows him down. Not to mention the baggy uniform.
All right, we got the hair moving.
Well, look at that slide. I hope one of those locks don't get caught under a bag sometime. That could be ugly. Low and away to Russell Martin, 1 for 3 with an RBI hit.
Now, do you wash that? What do you do with that?
You asking me?
Is there a cream rinse for that kind of stuff?
Outside corner, counts even 1-1.
Russ Martin trying to get a handle on the movement here by Mike McDougal as a catch to the outside, 97. .98 with movement, Bob. That's impressive.
Number 8 man Orlando Hudson next. Long 8th inning here for McDougal. 17 pitches already. A walk, a strikeout, and a base hit. He's been known to roll some double play balls with that heater. And a run, and out on a double play at first. Well, you don't have to roll every double play. Sometimes you get a line drive at your 6'6" first baseman. Top of the 8th over. Official online shop at nationals.com. Browse through the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles. Get your team gear straight from the source at nationals.com. The shop. Former Baltimore Oriole closer George Sherrill. 25th appearance for the Dodgers. Virtually unscored upon, 1 run on 15 hits in 22 innings so far.
I think it goes way back to when we were playing interleague with the Orioles, and Jim Palmer talked about the adjustment that Sherrill made in his delivery by closing the front side and the hip with his front foot. He will close up the front side, keep that front shoulder in, and he's been able to throw a lot more strikes with it. And as he comes back, see him point that foot towards the outfield. Great shot by our camera crew. Now watch when he comes back up in the stretch. He will point that front foot towards the outfield. Look at that.
Wow. That ball just fouled by Guzman.
Really exaggerating it, but that's basically what a hitter. Ian Desmond opens up the front foot so he can close up coming towards the ball. This is the opposite, closing up before you deliver the ball to home plate.
Guzman hits it. Get it again. Center. That ball is down. Manny Ramirez never challenged it, played it on a hop, and that's one of the best swings Christian Guzman's taken in the last 2 weeks. Hitting that ball extremely hard to the gap. And next up is Adam Dunn. There's no activity in the Dodger bullpen, so it appears Sherrill faces 2 right-handed batters here around Adam Dunn.
Manny bare-handing it right there. Great job by our camera crew again.
They constantly find things that we don't see with the naked eye until Mike Dressman and all of his guys down there in the tape room give us a good look. Upstairs, Adam Dunn. 2 more walks by Adam tonight, 110 on the year. Tied for most in the league with Albert Pujols. Shift is on. But Furukawa is still at shortstop. Ronnie Belliard is the one playing up the middle. Adam Dunn high in the air to left center. Not deep enough to advance the run.
Oh, he missed it! Go,
and
go,
the
go,
ball
go, go,
is
go!
muffed by Kemp in left center field. I don't know why he would have taken his eye off the ball to be concerned about the base runner, because that wasn't deep enough. And now the Nats have 2 on for Zimmerman.
Joe Torre can't believe what he's seeing, but
that's only Matt Kemp's 3rd error all year.
Well, he's going to lose it. Takes his eye off it. He looks at Manny for help.
They're going to give that. That's going to be a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. There's nobody touches this, and it falls between them.
Boy, that is very passive for a center fielder, Rob.
I think
that is his ball all the way.
He felt, though, the presence of Manny Ramirez coming. He was having trouble finding it. That ball was hit so far up, Bob. I mean, it was hit above the lights here at the stadium. He may never have seen it come down.
Wow. Here's Zimmerman. Breaking ball outside. Ryan, last time up. You know what he did. 2 men were on.
First hit of the game, Bob.
Bang. That was a breaking ball. He had to supply all the power. Now the Nats have 3 more hits. And a chance to take the lead here in the 8th.
Well, now it's a big job right here for Zim. Don't want to put it on the ground. You want to move those runners up with no outs to get both of them in scoring position.
Broken bat, and it'll be caught by Loney. And then he throws it over there to keep Guzman at first base. Well played by James Loney, a first baseman with lots of range.
Well, Sherrill, in over 60 innings this year, has only allowed 4 home runs. That's what you call grindage, jammage, breaking your bat, and Loney makes a heck of a play right there, and then quickly gets it in, so that Christian cannot tag and go to third base.
I remember Loney making a play like that out in LA, showing us his range. Well, here's Duke, 0 for 3 tonight, on base streak at stake. More importantly, a lead run sitting out there at second base.
You talk about getting in someone's kitchen.
That Exmo really showed. That ball hitting near the trademark.
Well, it just shows you how much, that's what's left of that bat, how much force is put into the swing, and then the ball basically cuts right through the bat. That bat exploded. A little bit low. But combined with Baltimore this year, 66 games, 64 innings. Only allowed 51 hits with the 2 tonight, and only 4 home runs. So he's tough to square up on.
Up the middle near the bag. That's going to be 2.
No!
The bag coming home. And Guzman steals a run. The Dodgers muff a double play. The 4th best defensive team in the league. 2 mistakes in this inning, and the Nationals take the lead.
Well, call me Charles right here. This ball is a tailor-made double play ball. 1 hop goes right to Orlando Hudson. You're talking about an all-star second baseman. But he has not been playing a lot because of Belliard pulls a great fielding first baseman off the bag. Just like the movie Major League, Christian Guzman comes all the way around from second to score.
They're going to give the batter an RBI there, Dukes. I thought they might assess an error on Hudson for pulling Loney off the bag, resulting in Guzman going home. But Elijah Dukes gets the RBI.
Well, what do they say? You can't assume the double play.
Right, but there was 90 extra feet between third and home. Anyway, the Nats lead 4-3. That's all that matters. And by the way, if you're wondering, that does not count toward Elijah Dukes getting on base and his on-base streak. Fielder's choice does not count because you made it out. And that's a guy who's won 3 Gold Gloves, made only 8 errors all year. And Bard pops one up on the infield. Ronnie Belliard's got it. Well, the Dodgers, their own worst enemy in the 8th inning. McDougal could be the winner. Now he's going to go out and try to nail down the ball game. Then for Cal, and the Potomac Nationals are taking reservations for season tickets next year. Mini plans 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com. Jorge Padilla into left field for defense. Outfield of Padilla, Maxwell, and Dukes, extremely fast.
Well, let's hope we don't have to use them.
Rogers right now have Jim Thome on deck to hit for George Sherrill. Orlando Hudson 0 for 2 with a walk. Mike McDougal still in the ball game. I'm still marveling at that play when a very good center fielder who's made 2 errors all year let Manny Ramirez change his mind about catching a routine fly ball.
I still think that he never saw it come down, though, because it was hit so high. It was a towering fly ball to left center field.
And McDougal needing to throw strikes. Probably didn't throw one there, but the hitter helped him out, and it's now 2-1. Well, I know who's rooting for the Nats right now. That's a whole bunch of people sitting in Coors Field, where the Padres lead the Rockies 2-0, bottom of the 3rd. Swing and a foul tip, and the count's back even 2-2. I'd imagine the Phillies and the Cardinals also rooting for the Nats. They're trying to make up ground on the Dodgers with the best record in the league for that home field advantage. Left side, tough play, long throw, Guzman, and Adam Dunn. He bobbled it. And Hudson tripping over the bag, maybe over Adam Dunn's leg, and he's hurt. Adam Dunn caught the ball, then it popped up on him, and first base umpire Jerry Crawford called the bobble, and it looks like his elbow might have collided with Adam Dunn here.
Let's take a look at this in the hole. Christian picks it. No, he tripped over his leg. And I think he falls hard on that left elbow. Oof.
But you saw what happened there. Adam Dunn, when that ball took that hop, Rob, he had to back, like kind of lean back over the bag, and that caused the collision. They're going to give Guzman a throwing error.
Well, they're working on that left arm, somewhere around the left elbow area. Left leg catches Adams' right ankle.
And that's a critical run for the Dodgers. They have some guys with speed like Juan Castro and Mark Loretta on the bench. And right now, Rob, we always talk about a pitcher being honest with the manager, how he feels. This is where a runner needs to be honest. But because if he can't run 100%, they need to pinch run for him right now.
And that's classy by Adam. Adam telling Orlando he's sorry that he tripped him.
But it was the throw that forced Dunn to lean back. And the Dodgers will pinch run Jason Repko here.
Well, it already looks like Orlando Hudson's got his left wrist wrapped anyway, so maybe he's already fighting some kind of thumb or wrist injury.
Repko pinch running, Jim Thome pinch hitting. Since coming over to the Dodgers, Thome 1 for 9 in 9 games. Every one of those a pinch hitting appearance. Fastball missing. Ball 2.
If he can get Thome to hit the ball on the ground, Thome has not been running well.
Yeah, we saw that last night.
Sean Burnett casually loosening up in the bullpen.
Two and 0 to Thome. Bouncer, base hit. And then Repko is going to scoot over to third with the tying run. Nobody out. So a throwing error and a pinch hit. And the Dodgers in a position to get this game tied. And remember, they've got a good speedy runner at third. Now they'll run for Thome with Juan Castro. So Joe Torre's going with the speed guys here. And you've got another one in the batter's box with Rafael Furcal. He goes up hacking. And Zimmerman will not have a chance. Rafael Furcal tonight 2 for 4. He's hit the ball hard 3 times. Infield in. Got him on a swing and a miss away. Strike two.
Great moving fastball, 97 miles an hour, down and away from Furcal, and he was trying to pull the ball.
That thing moved like a changeup.
This guy's a contact guy. I don't know why he'd be swinging like that. Once again, another great moving sinker. Well, the Nationals are going for the win. They're pulling the infield in, no outs instead of playing double play depth.
Two, and it's ball three. Dodgers led 3-0. Nats tied it with a Zimmerman homer. Took the lead in the eighth when the Dodgers made two defensive mistakes. And now LA first and third, nobody out, top of the ninth. Not even close, bases loaded. And one of the hottest hitters in the league suddenly, Ronnie Belliard, the next hitter.
Well, McDougal had 35 pitches thrown in New York the other day. It's 33 already tonight. Now 30. Let's see. Yeah, 32. You're talking 67 pitches in 3 days.
Belliard 2 for 3 with a walk tonight. Now the infield even further in with the middle infielders. And Saul Rivera has joined Sean Burnett in the bullpen. Mike McDougal needs to start throwing some strikes here.
Well, he may be out of gas.
He's walked a batter in each of his 2 innings. Belliard, a grand slam for the Nats this year, one for the Dodgers. And a tapper right on the plate, but ruled foul by Tom Hallion.
Saturday, Ronnie Belliard against Matt Cain. Launches a granny.
Ground ball. Guzman throws it wide, and the Dodgers score. And that's the second bad throw by Guzman this inning. That'll be his second error of the inning. The game is tied. The bases are still loaded.
Well, he had more time than he thought, and he just gets off a bad throw. As you see him going towards first base, all he had to do is really get a halfway decent throw there.
And now with Ethier coming up. Like Josh Bard.
Everything.
You know, even if his foot guard is hanging on the plate, that's part of his body. Guzman, 2 bad throws, and the Dodgers in a position to take the lead. Back to Washington in a moment. despite the bad throw, Josh Bard might have been on home plate.
Well, we'll let you see what we see at home. We get a bunch of different camera angles. It looks like Josh Bard had control and a foot on home plate. This is another angle up the first baseline. Here comes the throw, one hop. He's got it in the mitt there. His foot is on the plate, scraping across it. So once again, the umpires cannot see what our Exmo camera sees.
And here's Andre Ethier, lefty-lefty matchup with Sean Burnett, and a breaking ball for a strike. Off-speed breaking ball by Sean. Figures to be a one-batter appearance here, with Saul Rivera ready and Manny Ramirez on deck.
You'd bring Saul in right now?
He's warming up for a reason. Sean Burnett against right-handers this year, 176. I think I'd have to stay with him.
Yeah. I'm not taking Burnett out to bring Rivera in.
2-2 and a big first down. But Jim Riggleman's going to do just that. What are right-handers hitting against Saul Rivera? How about 315? So he's going by the book here, even though the numbers indicate that Sean Burnett has a better chance of getting this batter. One out in the ninth. Dodgers still have the bases loaded in a 4-4 game. Bases loaded situation with one out. Nets extra coming up with Byron and with Phil. And Ross Detweiler's first career start against the Dodgers went fairly well. He was victimized a bit by his defense. Chad Billingsley impressive except for one pitch to Ryan Zimmerman. And it's Vicente Padilla, J.D. Martin tomorrow night. Here's Manny Ramirez against Saul Rivera with the bases loaded. You can see the numbers. And 315 right-handers are hitting against him. Manny trying to turn on the first one, fouling it. Middle infielders, halfway, double play depth if they get a chance. And a sinker, slow roller. Guzman's got one this time online, and that's the second out of the inning.
Off-speed pitch, man, he beats it into the ground. Christian comes up firing that time. Perfect strike to Josh. Gets Castro at the plate.
Now it's Rivera against Matt Kemp, who made the defensive mistake in center field, enabling the Nats to score a run a half inning ago. Line drive, Guzman has it. What an inning to be a shortstop. The Dodgers score an unearned run to tie the game. They strand 3, they've left 10. You can't hit the ball any harder or any unluckier. Five wins, 4 losses, a 3.86 ERA. And after Orlando Hudson was hurt, Juan Castro stays into play second base.
Well, we told you this is one deep ball club, and the Dodgers can keep pulling talent out of there, and they're not done yet.
No, they have plenty of guys left. For the Nationals, Maxwell, Gonzalez, and Padilla in the bottom of the ninth. And then the pitcher spot is fourth if it gets that far, which is the leadoff position. Here's Maxwell 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. That's a good take. Never seen this pitcher before. Not a time to be swinging at high fastballs. That's a generous strike call. 1-1 from Tom Hallion. Why the Nats came within an inch and an umpire's call of being out of that inning, giving up no runs. Ball 2. outside. Now Justin's got to be mindful of that outside corner. That's 2 strikes out there.
Well, now you got to be protecting. Just try to put it in play. This guy throws so hard. Just a little contact to right field, be a hit.
Whoa. Whoa.
Russell Martin had to jump up so quickly to catch that ball, knocked his mask off.
Vin Scully would have called that a whirling dervish. And a 3-2 pitch here. Maxwell hits it hard into left field. They take a big turn here, and the Nationals have the winning run aboard with a good bunter in Alberto Gonzalez coming up.
He may throw hard, but it's pretty straight. Throws a fastball right down Broadway 95. Justin Maxwell meets it and gets it by Belliard.
He's on for the second time tonight. Here's Alberto Gonzalez, who singled to right field last time. Gonzalez on the year, only 1 sacrifice bunt. But at the number 8 spot in the batting order, you're usually not bunting a whole lot. If he was up higher in the order, he'd have many more.
Well, and if Castro breaks too early right here and Loney's coming in, smack this thing to second base. It's called a slug bunt. Don't let them rotate too early.
Beautiful bunt. Martin
Beautiful bunt out
to
there.
Castro. Catcher to second base. And the Nats have 2 shots to win the game.
Well, you've got to give yourself up. You see the perfect technique. Bat out in front of the plate. It actually hits foul. Comes back fair. But he deadened that thing perfectly. Not hard. I mean, not easy to bunt a ball off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
And that's a lot of speed out there at second base. Jorge Padilla, who was in the minor leagues for 11 years before the Nats called him up August 5th. There's Pete Orr next to hit for the pitcher. And Padilla, as a major league hitter, 2 for 21, looking for his first major league RBI. And on a breaking ball, Maxwell steals third base. The winning run 90 feet away. And Justin Maxwell is 5 for 5 as a base steal.
Well, McDonald one-looked him back at second, throws a huge breaking ball. Padilla gets out of the way, and Justin in that speed. Boy, speed thrills. Nice job.
Infield in, outfield in, and Padilla a chance to make his first big league RBI, a game winner. He's ahead in the count. What a good pitch to run on a big breaking ball. Padilla out of play, right side.
Well, and Bob, the outfield is pulled in so far. If he even hits a midway shot out in the outfield, the game's over.
Their best arm is Kemp in center, who has 13 assists on the year. Anything medium to deep, you have to run on Manny Ramirez. And a 1-1 to Padilla.
Ooh, they pitched out.
Thinking the suicide squeeze might be on. And with 1 out. Good speed in the batter's box. Good speed at third.
Now, fly ball, he scores easy. So there's no reason to do that.
I like the call by Joe Torre. He was aware of everything that might happen right there.
Well, I think he also knows Jim Riggleman, too. Another big breaking ball. Not even close.
Nobody warming in the Dodger bullpen. And if he walks Padilla, Left-handed hitting. Pete Orr is next for the pitcher. He will go upstairs. I think that's ball four. Go ahead down the first, Jorge. 2 on, 1 out. And it'll be up to the veteran left-hander, Pete Orr.
I think they realize with the speed of Orr, if you're back at double play depth, you're not going to get him. Right now, they're playing everybody in.
And Pete Orr's a pretty good bunter.
What'd you say? Those outfielders are about 30, 40 feet behind the dirt.
Yeah. There is a one. It was not a suicide squeeze. Maxwell wasn't coming.
Right.
But the problem with a safety squeeze is if you don't score the run, you've given an out away.
Well, you got to make sure your runner at third knows what you're trying to do, so at least he can get a walking lead. And if you do lay it on the carpet perfectly, he's going to score.
Might be time to hack and get this game over with. Off speed, up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you can pretty much subtract the breaking balls from McDonald. He hasn't thrown one close yet.
Pat Listash visiting with Maxwell, 1 out. His stolen base totally changed this inning. The 1-1 count. Pete Orr, fly ball, right field. Nationals are going to win the game. It's dropped anyway, and the ball game is over.
Very nice.
A 5-4 walk-off win for Washington over the winningest team in the National League.
Well, very gutsy comeback. Guy throws a no-hitter through 5 on you. Walks a couple, you get a game-tying home run by Zimmerman, who played some great defense tonight also. Well, that should be a morale builder right there for the rest of the season.
Pete Orr, a walk-off swing. Not sure yet whether they've ruled that a hit or an error by the right fielder Ethier. Doesn't matter. He did his job, Rob. They're going to call it a sacrifice fly and an E9.
Well, he just had to hit it far enough and deep enough for it to be a sacrifice, but Ethier was in so deep, went back, tried to make a horrific play or heroic play, and he dropped the ball, but he wouldn't have thrown out the speedy Justin Maxwell at home plate. That's just a well-played ball game at the end.
So Pete Orr gets his second pinch hit RBI of the year, and the Nationals beat the Dodgers 5-4 in a roller coaster game that kept going back and forth. For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, Bob Carpenter, the final, Nationals 5, Dodgers 4, and the season series even at 2 apiece. Join us Thursday, Mass in HD. The Nats conclude the series. We'll get you going with Nats Extra at 6:30. Visit MASSonSports.com for all the latest news on the Nationals. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned now. Nats Extra coming up right now and from the booth. So long until tomorrow night.